Good evening, Meteorologist Kendra Sand here with a quick update for you from MetLoop. Just checking in on this Sunday. Conditions across most of the United States are pretty calm this evening. We are watching a couple of thunderstorms moving through the Florida Peninsula, but nothing severe. And of course, we do have a snowstorm in progress that's moving through the Midwest. You can see that on radar. Through the Dakotas, Iowa, and Minnesota, now moving into Wisconsin. I'm going to zoom in here. We have several storm reports showing what some of the current totals are, and you can see a couple of 8-inch reports in there. We actually had several more reports for northeastern South Dakota, all around 8 inches, but that the reports were saying, it's 8 inches and still falling. So quite a significant amount of snowfall, and that's going to continue impacting the Midwest as it progresses eastward through tomorrow and early this week. Of course, this is going to be a huge impact for the East Coast later on this week. And I'll just go ahead and show you, this is the 72-hour projection. So over the next 72 hours, this is where we're expecting snow and some of the early projections for how much snow to expect. Not too much accumulation, potentially 5 or 6 inches through the Midwest tomorrow. But the big story is going to be once this hits the East Coast, because we've got another impulse that's coming up along the coast of the Atlantic, and that's really going to strengthen this low pressure system. So it's going to turn into a real nor'easter, and of course that spells trouble for the East Coast. So you can see some of the projections here. Look at 16 inches, 15. Of course, these are just guesses right now as far as what the model is concerned. It could be better or worse, but right now the model is showing over a foot, potentially 1.5 feet of snow for parts of the East Coast. And here's a current look at temperatures across the United States. You can also see the cloud cover, and what you're seeing is very mild temperatures, especially in the south. It's not too bad up north, but believe me, it's going to get a lot colder. And we already have a bit of a cold front starting to form in this area that I've outlined, and this is part of that system. As it develops, that cold front is going to extend further south and eventually reach into northern Texas, and it's going to bring some rain along with it. So of course we do have snow, as I mentioned, but if you're anywhere south of the freezing line, you can expect to see some rain sweeping through tonight, and that cold front is going to continue pressing further and further south. By the middle of the week, we could see 30s and 40s reaching down close to the Gulf Coast and possibly even into central Florida. Of course, for the east, again, with the nor'easter that they're expecting, winds are going to be increasing, temperatures are going to be dropping. There's a lot of cold air moving in with that low pressure system. So packing in behind it, we've got single digits, if not below that, for parts of the Northeast. So wind chills are going to be a huge factor after the snow passes, and that's something also to be expecting towards the end of this week, middle of the week to the end of the week. So you might want to factor that into your St. Patrick's Day plans on Friday. So this has been your update. Thank you so much for watching, and of course be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for all the latest updates. Have a great day.